Welcome to Ball and Chain Podcast. This is episode 172. I'm Mox Born Again. I have with me, it's my angel.
Hello.
How's it going?
It's going.
It's kind of going. Had a little bit of a rough start.
Technical difficulties.
Yeah, technical difficulties. The new camera was working fantastic, and then it decided to stop working 10 minutes before the show. So we got that up and running, and then the overlays decided to stop. But now we have fancy new overlays, or at least one. The other ones aren't working, so I figure we'll get that one working later. So we are up and running, and everything is good. So we might need to change the seating arrangement around a little bit because I don't like having my back to you. It's kind of weird. Fantastic, and then it decided. If I was gonna have my back to you, we could be on two different desks, and you can have your own show, webcam, and all that stuff. That up and running, but it's just weird.
Sounds complex.
It's just weird because now when I look at you, I gotta turn my head to the camera. Overlays decided to stop. But now we have fancy new overlays. Anyway, we're not here to test the equipment. That was over the weekend. We'll get that one working later. So we are here to talk about video games and what we're playing. We've got some discussion going on. We're also going to be talking top. We got another top 5 list for everybody. We could be on two different desks. Yeah, a whole bunch of good stuff, webcam and all that stuff. So let's start off the show with what you've been playing. I got to turn my head to the camera.
Not by any
we're not here to test the equipment. That
want
was
of my
over the
own,
weekend. We'll
but
get that one working. Oh, you want it? We are here to talk about video games and what we're playing.
Almost
We've got
5-year-old
some
has
discussion
discovered
going
Minecraft.
on. We're also going to be talking.
Although he really doesn't know how to play it, he knows how to walk around. He knows how to kill animals. But other than that, yeah.
He doesn't kill animals. He deads them.
Dies them.
He dies them.
Yeah. So basically, it turns into him giving me the controller, and then I have to play Minecraft while he watches. Which, at one point, you and I had fun playing it, but it seems tedious to me right now. So it's really not something I'm all that into. But that is kind of apparently what I've been playing.
Well, we forgot to mention last week we played Munchkin for the first time.
That was like 3 weeks ago.
Well, last week we forgot to mention that we had played Munchkin. So I thought maybe now would be a good time to bring it up. You had purchased Munchkin for me for my birthday, and yeah, it's
Super Munchkin.
You purchased Super Munchkin for me. We played the regular Munchkin, and it was a blast. I enjoyed it. We didn't quite have all the rules and everything like that quite squared away, but it's one of those games where you kind of you're just there to have fun. There's not really a competitive,
It can be.
It can be competitive, but it wasn't like there's money on the line, so we have to have this, squared away, and everything has to be perfect. But we all had a lot of fun doing it. So you had purchased Super Munchkin, which is like another version of it, more so based around superheroes,
which is kind of fun.
Whereas the original one is based on kind of like D&D type of stuff and all that good stuff. What else? But yeah, I enjoyed it. I think it's a lot of fun. You definitely need. It says that you can play it with 2 people. No, 3 people. 3 people is the minimum. So
I think the more the merrier, though, in that kind of game.
Yeah, it's definitely the more the merrier, which is nice. It's a good party game.
4 is kind of perfect, really. Actually,
4.
I think so.
Oh yeah, we played with Nick and Jen. That was a lot of fun.
I think when you get too many people, it gets a little confusing. I think we played with close to 8.
Yeah,
6 to 8 or something like that.
We had every character filled.
Yeah.
So I think there was 8 of us playing.
So I think that gets to be a bit much, but it was fun.
Okay. I have been played a little bit of Elder Scrolls, which this kind of will lead into our top 8, or not top 8, excuse me, top 5. This will lead into our top 5 a little bit later on down the outline here, but it really this last week of playing it has really kind of been down, I guess. Not really down. It's just I'm kind of getting drained and not really enjoying myself. I'm finding I'm just about to hit level 18. My guy's pretty much suited up to be a level 18. I'm just not finding the quests that I guess I need to find. Like I would go into a dungeon that I would find in the area that I was in, and there would be level 25 people in there, like enemy level 25s, and not just one of them. They'd be like groups of 3 of them. So clearly this dungeon is not meant for me. But if I go back to my the like Stonefall, I think it's Stonefall, and look for like a dungeon, like those things are all like level 12s and under, and it's just like I really don't have a place to go right now. I've got my metal crafting all the way up to level 10, I believe, and I've started working on wood crafting. But last night, I kind of really hit a stone wall or a wood wall, when all I was doing was looking for chunks of wood laying around that I could mine, or I guess like farm. And it just got to the point where I was like, this really isn't that fun anymore. Like... and I don't know if anybody's ever had this issue where, sometimes you can be like, well, I'm just going to go on a killing rampage and just level my guy up like grindy, but it doesn't seem like it works all that well. The best way to level up is to complete quests and stuff like that. I think what I need to do is join one of the Fighters Guild. Well, it would be a Fighters Guild for me, because there's a Fighters Guild, a Mage Guild, and I think there's one other one. But if I join that guild, then it will allow me for more quests. But I don't know, I was just kind of feeling down about it. Then I looked and found, looked in the drawer and saw that we had Destiny up there. So I popped Destiny in last night and played around with that a little bit and saw that the Taken King was coming out soon. I was like, this should be interesting. We skipped House of Wolves, which is only like $10. So I don't know if we get an extra $10 laying around, I might pick it up and get back into Destiny. There's a lot of like really cool equipment that the Taken King's bringing. The other thing, new level caps, you go all the way up to 40, which is nice, and I'm only at 32 and a half as of last night. I got a new raid. I watched an interview on Game Informer, which is really a really good interview. If you haven't seen it yet, you can go to GameInformer.com, or you can search just for Taken King 104 questions, and it's just one of their editors interviewing Luke Smith, one of the creative directors from Bungie, and like they're just asking questions back and forth, and it's just it's all about everything Destiny, not just about Taken King. But it's kind of interesting because some of the questions are really hardball ones, like do you realize the issue with Destiny storytelling? And like Luke was like, we sure do. And that's why we're changing it. So like they're completely changing the way they do storytelling in the Taken King. There's going to be more cutscenes in between quests and stuff like that to kind of filter in that stuff. And I think that's another thing we'll talk about. And I guess that's what kind of really started my top 5 was our top 5 this week is going to be what is your top 5 things for keeping you engaged in an RPG, whether it's an MMO or a single player RPG. And I think these things that they were talking about really it just depends on who you are and what kind of game you're looking for. But one of our biggest complaints about Destiny, I know we weren't podcasting at the time, but one of the biggest things that we disliked was the storytelling and how it was like the only way you could really get into the story is if you went on their website and looked up those Grimoire cards, and who the wants to do that? Like, I only went on there once just to see what it was like, and it's like a wall of text, and it's just like, really? It was 2015? I mean, right?
Yeah, I mean, to me, it doesn't feel like an RPG per se, because in an RPG, you're fulfilling the whole thing is a role-playing game. You're playing a role of somebody, and in doing that, you want to feel like you're in that person's role, and you really don't feel like you have any clue. Really, I mean, you kind of know what's going on, but it
one of the few Guardians left, or one of the only Guardians left, is what it's supposed to be like.
But you really don't get the feeling of being there and of being immersed in a world.
Right. The one thing that I think will really pay off and will tie the DLC together is the boss in the Taken King is Crota's father. Mm-hmm. So like it's this whole revenge story where he's like out to get you, and you've ended my son, and I'm going to chase you down. And like from what I saw in the videos, it was all about the the Taken King's, you're on his ship or his planet or what, Oryx or whatever. You're on his ship looking for him. So like you're not traveling to the moon. You're not traveling to Mars. You're in the enemies. Kind of like with the raid for Crota. You were on the moon, but when you went to like the very depths of the moon where it didn't seem you were completely alien to the area. So I think that will be really neat. Just it kind of gives them a way to be creative outside of like the normal bounds of what's Earth look like, what's Mars look like, what's the what's the moon look like. This gives them a whole nother like way to be creative, and I think that's going to help out a lot as far as storytelling goes. And the cutscenes I think will help out tremendously.
Hopefully.
We'll see. I'm kind of excited for it. It is $40, which is a huge.
That's ridiculous for just an expansion.
Right, but
they recast and are redoing all the vocals for the entire game.
Right, but I mean the other thing that you're looking at too is, I kind of look at it as they could either made an expansion for $40. Or they could have come out with another game for $60
and re-released
another game. This way, they can change the story around. They can, manipulate how they've done storytelling in the past and not charge us $60. And hey, you got to start over from square one. Or hey, you can build a character, start at level 30 and build a character up. So there's not that disconnect. And that's the one thing that I think is Bungie does have going for it is, you still have that same character or you're saying 3 characters for the hardcore people. But like you're getting 8 multiplayer maps, which is huge. They've added a couple different gameplay modes. The one that actually kind of sounds fun is called Manic Slayer or Manic something, and your action bar fills up it's like turned to 11, so it's just constant. People are like, if you thought the Titan Smash was overpowered, now you're going to be seeing it tons, but you're going to see the golden gun, you're going to be seeing even the new abilities are going to be in there as well. So I'm actually kind of excited for it. It's couldn't come at a better time. I'm kind of coming down off of Elder Scrolls, and it just really, it's one of those things where I'm just kind of excited to play something else or go back to something else. And I love Bungie, so but and like you said, we played Minecraft.
Yay,
Minecraft.
So not happy about that. Review of
which the next thing that we did play this week, Magic Duels.
Which you were super excited about, told everybody to download.
I did.
You were very excited about this.
I was a huge advocate. I was like, this is the game. I heard it was awesome. It's kind of like Magic Online where you can build your own deck. And that was like my biggest gripe with all the past ones where you have all these decks that you can get from the game, but you can't build your own deck. You have to alter what they have. Right. In those decks.
Now you can, but there's a problem.
With a set number of cards, but now there's a problem. You can't save anything. Well, not anything. I can save my decks, but you can't save your progress. So
that's very frustrating.
That is extremely frustrating, especially when you're trying to unlock more packs to get more cards. So now it's like, well, I unlocked 4 packs of cards. I should have played through the entire game in my first sitting, but I didn't. I only played through the half of it because I couldn't stay up any later. If I would have known that I wouldn't have been able to continue the story, I would have been like, well, I guess, I guess I will stay up and get all the... I wasn't able... And actually, the thing is... That's
a really big problem to have. Well, it is a free game, though.
It is a free game, and they're banking on the fact that you'll buy coins to buy packs of cards. But you don't have to spend any money, which is what I'm really excited about. You can literally play the computer and unlock coins. Yeah, it's a little bit tedious, or you can play online matches and get twice as many coins. But you can buy packs.
Is it the same cards that are in the Origins packets?
Correct. Yes.
Which is the current set that just released.
Set. And they did come out and say that this is going to be the platform that anytime a new set releases, they're going to put an update to this game. So it's not going to be basically a rehash every year.
Right.
It's going to be, and which is nice because you're going to get a set every quarter, so this game is going to constantly
be nice if it saved your gameplay.
Right, exactly.
Hopefully they'll fix that. How long ago did this come out?
It came out last week or the week before.
So it's fairly new.
Fairly new.
Bugs have time to get fixed.
However, Magic 2015, the last release, had the exact same problem.
So why aren't they
solving
the problem?
I don't know if it was fixed or not. So I don't know. I can save my deck, and that's it. I just wish I could save my game progress.
Yeah.
But, so, I mean, overall, the game is... I like the game. The tutorial was perfect. If you've never played Magic before, it spells everything out. It's super easy.
I kind of wish, though, that you could bypass the tutorial if you were familiar with Magic.
Correct. That would be another nice thing you can do. I mean, they lay everything out to where you can read it. You can zoom in on cards. The nice thing is it tells you, like, the other games didn't do. It didn't tell you what the turn it was. It didn't tell you what phase you were in. But the tutorials do a good job of showing you how to play, and they've got like slices, so you don't have to play through an entire game and figure out and learn everything. They basically, okay, here's how you attack, or here's how you cast a creature spell, or this is when you can defend and stuff like that. This is how combat works, and they're just little slices, and you basically unlock coins as you go along.
It does take a very long time to get through that tutorial, though, especially when you already know how to play.
It does, but the tutorial, I mean, but there is a little bit of payoff at the end where you get, like, a super, like, a ton of cards, plus then the money that you've earned through the tutorials buys you 3 packs of cards.
True.
So, and then I think if they've got 5 Planeswalker storylines that you play, each one of those will buy you 1 pack of cards. So you've got, within the game, just playing it from start to finish, including the tutorial, you're going to get 8 packs of cards, which I got to languish. I don't have Black Deck to put in yet, but I need to.
Don't know.
Right. So, I mean, I'll be checking up on it periodically to see if they update it. I mean, they really need to. I mean, it's all over their forums and shit like that. So, like, hopefully that it gets fixed. I mean,
hopefully.
I've never heard of Xbox releasing or Microsoft releasing a free game on their console like this. Like, put beside the fact that
they release free games if you have gold every month.
Well, I mean, like, but this is like brand new. Like, those are all old games. Like, this is like, hey, this is brand new. It's going to be free. You used to have to pay for this. Last year you paid for this. The year before that you paid for this. So I'm pretty excited.
But you can't play it.
But you can't. You can play it all you want. You just can't save. So I hope you like repetitiveness.
It's like the old Mario.
Oh my God. Yeah, exactly. Well, there you go. So why should I be bitching? I shouldn't be bitching.
Yeah, except for the fact that we've now come almost 30 years and.
Right. 30 years later, still can't save.
Yeah.
Dang it. Graphics are super nice, but. Okay. Is there anything you want to talk about as far as Magic Duels? No? Okay.
Not particularly.
So we're going to talk about something that you're a little more passionate about, and that is Rock Band 4. You're a fan of Rock Band.
Correct. We used some of our wedding money. How many years?
7.
Right. I think it's going on 8, right?
Going on 8. It'll be 8 years
going on 8.
December.
God, not bad. Going on 8 years ago to buy the original Rock Band set.
Anyway, yeah. So, and that set has lasted us all the way through to Rock Band 4. We still
have those drums. They still work.
We still have those drums. We still have that kick pedal. That was a big thing, too. The kick pedal would always break. It would break. People were, like, reinforcing it with metal steel.
Yeah, we never had to do that.
Thank God.
Our guitars, we've gone through a few.
But they've replaced them, which was nice.
Yeah.
I think the ones that we have are all good, except for the wireless one. It doesn't quite work as well. But anyway, to our discussion. So Harmonix announced that Rock Band 4 will have exclusive DLC to PlayStation Plus subscribers only. So this usually triggers something with me when it's something big, like DLC wise. It definitely pricks me the wrong way sometimes. But how do you feel overall?
I guess it depends on what songs they're getting.
Oh, you know what? I meant to print that out. And
have they listed it?
They listed it. None of them. I don't remember any. I don't think any of them were.
Well, then I really don't care. I mean, honestly, if they're not songs I care about, then who gives a flying?
I know. I hear you, but if they did matter to you, or if they're gonna matter to somebody. But to me,
maybe, unless they just posted very indie. I mean,
let me pull up the Rock Band songs.
It could be extremely. I lost my train of thought. Games or songs that are not extremely
obscure.
Right, there you go. There's a good word. It's been a long day at work.
Rock Band for PlayStation.
And I don't know. All of the both the platforms. I hate to say, really, Wii doesn't count. But the PlayStation and Xbox both get exclusives. You never know which games are going to necessarily post for, what. It doesn't really bother me, I guess, that much.
So you get All That Remains by Divide, Blitz Kids, All That Remains Divide, Blitz Kids, Run for Cover, Bring Me the Horizon, Throne, Dead Sarah, Mona Lisa, Duran Duran, The Reflex. So, I mean...
Janis Joplin of Mice and Men. Yeah.
I mean, the song... I'm not really excited about them. But my thing is, with DLC that's exclusive, having cosmetic stuff or, things like that, it seems more acceptable. Like that's fine that they get cosmetics.
But there's a lot of places that do levels or certain what was it? Destiny? Didn't somebody get extra raids or something?
Destiny gave PlayStation users an extra strike and then also an extra legendary weapon, a pistol. So that kind of stuff is pretty big.
Yeah.
So
a strike. Think how many times we've played through those strikes and how long some of them would take you.
Right. So having an extra one in the mix would break up that repetitiveness. No, yeah, I get you. No, and I agree. I think the company that's done the best so far and this is gonna really strike. It really does not sound like me, but Activision, I believe, has done DLC right with their timed exclusive. Okay, we're gonna give Xbox 360 all the DLC map packs 3 months earlier than PlayStation, and then after that, PlayStation gets them. I mean, I think that's pretty fair. I mean, that's everybody will eventually get it, and likewise, I mean, they flip flopped, and now Activision's giving PlayStation members that same deal. They get it before we do, Xbox owners. So, I mean, I think that's the best course of action because that way you don't really, I mean, you're giving it time to...
losing out.
You're not losing. You don't feel like you're losing out. Yeah, you're not getting it day one, but,
Yeah.
There's still going to be people there to buy that DLC when it does hit. It's not like I've got an Xbox and a PlayStation, and if I really want those games, if I really want that DLC, I'll buy it for whatever console I have or whatever console I have the game for. So, I think they're the ones that are doing it right. It pains me to say that, but I think they are. Let's see. What types of things do you think? Would you like to see as far as, if you could do this over? Like, what would you pick to go towards DLC for Rock Band or another? What do you like to see as far as DLC goes?
Songs.
Well, I mean, if you were to do this exclusive things, if you were to do this exclusive things, I guess I'm not speaking correctly. If you were to be in the same if you were to be head of Harmonix and Sony's like, hey, we want to give our PlayStation Plus members a kickback. What can you give us? Would you be like, oh, here's some songs, or
probably? I mean, I don't know what else they could do. Maybe some different equipment, like different drums that you can unlock or things like that, possibly.
What about for physical equipment, like actual guitars or the drum kits or anything like that? Would that have their own specific type of?
I mean, they kind of do anyhow. I mean, because third-party people make different.
Right, but I mean, the brand name ones. Would that be something that would? That'd be okay.
I don't know.
Nah. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
I mean, I think that's all really they can do is either songs or possibly different. As I remember in the old rock bands, you could either buy or unlock clothing with different achievements and stuff like that. Clothing for your band or different instruments for your band. I mean, that I guess would be a possibility.
I wrote down venues. I think venues would be a good one. Different like venues you could play at or whatever, or if you had like your own studio where you could like basically whenever you would do a like custom set list or whatever, you would be in your studio playing rather than like just at like random concert events or whatever.
Something that'd be kind of fun. I don't know if it's possible, but you know, when you play like a keyboard, how you can change the sound of your keyboard, changing the sound, like being able to change different sounds of your instruments. So like, okay, you got electric guitar. Can you change it to an acoustic guitar? Can you change it to like different types of sounds? You know, can you make your guitar sound like a violin? Can you make your guitar sound like a piano? You know, whatever. But that would be kind of something interesting. I don't know how it would work with how they record the sound, like because they have all the sound, you know, the song tracks recorded. I know when you don't hit a note, it doesn't play it.
Right.
So I don't know if
they'd be able to flip.
If they're playing if they're playing a recording, I really don't know how it works, but it would be cool if you could do it.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, let's transition into our top 5. So like I previously mentioned, what are the top 5 things that keep you engaged with an RPG, whether it's MMO or single player? Would you like to start us off?
Do I have to pick from this list?
No, absolutely not. I just wrote them down because I have a terrible memory.
Any order?
Any order would be fine.
You go first.
I'll go first.
Like I said, I've had a long day and my brain is kind of shutting off.
Number 5 for me would probably be the leveling system. Mainly because, I mean, leveling and like character progression, like how you unlock different abilities and how your character gets different stats and stuff like that. I like the way Elder Scrolls does it because you basically can customize your abilities to the way you play. Like I talked about last episode where, you know, I was using a bow and arrow, and it would be nice to have some melee quote or close combat magica abilities, which turns out, you know, level 5 through level 7, I just dumped a whole bunch of points into those types of abilities. And then those abilities would level up, and just the different ways that you can create your own character in that game are just like mind blowing. I wish Destiny would have went a little bit further with theirs. I mean, they've got the main right now. They've got the main 2 abilities that you can have, and then the third one with the Taken King will be added in there. But other than that, you really don't have. I mean, you can customize a little bit how it works, like what, you know, some abilities will give you an extra shot with the golden gun, or, you know, if you're the hunter, or, you know, just some abilities for like the Titan will, you know, diminish health for your enemies when they've got the bubble shield up. I don't know, just stuff like that. If they would have went a little bit deeper, probably not as deep as Elder Scrolls, but I think Elder Scrolls is like the perfect example. So, and also no level cap. Like, I heard that Fallout 4, no level cap. You can just keep going. Forever.
Goodness.
And ever. Okay, number 4.
Visuals.
It's got to look good.
No. Well,
can't look like shit.
But that's number 4. It's low on the list.
It doesn't have to be number 4. Okay, number 4.
But I'm putting it as number 4.
Okay.
I'm putting it low on the list of importance. I'm saying visuals aren't super important.
You're such a graphics whore.
I'm saying they aren't important. You are totally not listening to me. But no, I'm saying visuals aren't super important. I mean, you can go back and play a PlayStation 1 or PlayStation 2 RPG. You know, I was speaking with Vice. I don't know what his gamer tag.
Magic Vice.
Okay, Magic Vice. Earlier this week, actually, about old RPGs. And, Star Ocean Second Story, the PS1 original RPG looks like crap these days, but is still, fun as heck to play. So I don't think visuals are everything.
Okay. I think number 3. I think number 3 should be quests. I think the way the quests, and I guess we could almost kind of wrap story into this as well.
Yeah, because not all RPGs have quests.
Right.
If you think
story progression.
Yeah, I was saying, because if you think back to, if you think about not like the MMO RPGs, but just a plain old RPG, Eternal Sonata or Final Fantasies, they don't have quests per se. You're not going to do and fetch things and kill so many of these or whatever.
Right. I think quests are important. Keeping your player engaged is extremely difficult. Giving them something to do between, like, hey, when you get bored, you can do this, and I think the way they deliver that also helps. That's the one problem I think I'm running into with Elder Scrolls is nothing's there to tell me what to do, where to go, or what to do.
Well, I think that's the problem you run into like with the MMO RPG, but a standard RPG doesn't necessarily have that. I don't think you have time to get bored because you're immersed in the story.
Right. So
and they were a little more linear.
And I think if they give you I don't want like a pop up or anything like that. I'm talking like something in game that would like interject like and the one thing that and not to bring it back to Destiny again, but their random encounters are super fun. Like when like that giant boss thing, the big spider thing drops down, and you're like I remember the first time seeing, like I saw it, on the video or whatever feed when Destiny was first announced. But when you first see that thing drop and like all of a sudden you just like you look out the horizon, you just see
public events. Or
the random public events, and you look over the horizon, you just see like 4 or 5 guardians just like they just attract to this like one event, and you're like all taking it down, and that is like super fun.
That is a neat way to kind of break up this open world environment and really get people interacting with each other who wouldn't normally.
Right, exactly. And the thing is, it's not like, hey, a pop up does come on and the sky turns dark or whatever, but that's just kind of like an alert type of thing. But like when they see like you see that thing drop down and you just see all these guardians come in to like contribute, it's just like this is awesome. I'm playing with these 5 random people that I probably will never meet again in taking down this boss.
Yeah.
I just wish there was more of it and more like variations, not the same 3 things over and over and over again.
Right.
So, okay. Number 2.
I kind of want to make this number 1.
Okay. What's
at least to me.
Okay. What's your number 1?
Customization.
I was gonna say customization next, so that will be our 1 and 2.
Okay.
We'll cheat. This is the top 4.
Well, and I think it's kind of you can have customization on multiple levels. You can have character creation customization. It's a major turnoff to me in like an MMO type RPG if you can't make yourself a female. If you have to play like as a male or something, that's just frustrating because I'm not a guy and I don't want to play as one.
I know, right? I want to play as a female.
You always play as a female.
No.
Now, in more linear stories like Eternal Sonata or some of the other RPGs I've mentioned before,
we're actually
there's certain you're playing a character, like this certain character in the story. There's no way around that,
Right.
But the thing I like about those type of RPGs, customization wise, is like multiple ending options, like the ability to customize the story by your interactions with the other characters to actually have an influence on the end result of the game. And I really enjoy that in an RPG. And that's just another level of customization.
Yeah, I like making my character. I will spend more time making my character than I do in the first 10 levels of playing the actual game. Like it's and then like over the course, like if you take Elder Scrolls for instance, like They allow you to dye your equipment, and each equipment piece has 3 different colors, like main colors that you can change the colors, like dye the colors of that particular part of the armor or weapon. Not weapon. You can only do your armor, but like the selection of colors they have is massive. But they're all freaking locked under. You can only use certain ones until you unlock that achievement.
Well, and the other frustrating thing sometimes is your character. You'll change out your clothing or whatever, and you look exactly the same. Like in some games, like it doesn't actually change what you look like. Like that was one thing I really like about like Warcraft.
Right.
Like every character, nobody looks the same unless they're naked.
Well, that or their end game.
Or their end game, right. Which is frustrating, you know, more color custom, like you're talking about there. If you had that type of stuff, but then color customizations, that would be pretty cool.
Right.
But
Destiny has the same problem.
But
too.
I like the fact that you can you can have different pieces of armor. And when you get a new armor, you try it on, you're like, oh, wow, my character looks awesome now. Like, I love that, and I love how it looks.
You know, one thing that I have not seen, and I've played a lot of RPGs, and I don't think I've seen it yet, where you would be able to equip in the pause menu a level above you worth of equipment. Because I know in my inventory right now for my Elder Scrolls guy, when I hit level 19, all my equipment is going out. Like, I've been stockpiling level 19 equipment.
But you want to see what it looks like.
I want to see what it looks like. Because I've got, like, there's a little image that shows you kind of what it looks like. I have a helmet that has, like, these giant horns that come out of it. And I'm like, I want to see what that looks like. But I don't want to play to level 19. I do want to play level 19, but I want to see it now. It would make me...
I would go online and look it up.
Yeah. But I want that instant... I mean, I want to be able to do that right there because had that been an option, I may not have taken Elder Scrolls out and played Destiny last night. I may have said, you know what? I want that helmet, so I'm going to keep playing till I get to it. So...
Okay.
I don't know. It's just something. It goes along with customization, just keeping that carrot on the stick just far enough out of your reach, but still being able to get to it. So yeah, I agree completely. Customization's number one. That's hands down.
Whether it's in your character or in the storyline itself.
Right. Fallout 4 had a great storyline where depending on how you
3
4's not out yet. 3 had a great story arc where you could play, depending on how you played or your actions in the game, kind of influenced how the game progressed and what you saw and what you didn't see.
It's getting late, people.
So, but yeah, so I'm excited for this Taken King. I'm pumped about Fallout.
I've not played Destiny since before you went to Puerto Rico.
That was a while ago.
Yeah.
So
anyway,
we're gonna wrap up the show. Next episode we'll have the camera set up a little bit better. We got the new camera, so now it looks good. But Angel's kind of a little out of focus because we are on 2 different planes.
Yeah, that doesn't help.
So I think we might move the camera over that way so we can see each other. But it's wide. It's a wide screen, so now we don't have to sit on top of each other. You can have your laptop out. Laptop. I know.
And help moderate chat.
You can moderate chat, and yeah. So, all right. Well, we appreciate you guys watching and listening. If you're listening to the show live, we really appreciate it. If you're not listening to the show live, you can watch us every Wednesday at 8 p.m. right here on twitch.tv/BC Podcast. You can check out our YouTube channel at youtube.com/72DPI online. We post our videos up there the night of the show, so we can so the people that don't get to watch live, they can still see our past episodes. Mana Drain will be back on Tuesday. That's our Magic Vice and I's Magic podcast. So we'll be doing that on Wednesday. Tuesday at 8 p.m. That's the 18th. But we'll be back next Wednesday right here on twitch.tv/BC Podcast. Good night, everybody.
Good night.